Jake Thompson had always been captivated by Thailand's vibrant culture and mystical allure. When he secured a security job at the Crestwood Research Facility in Bangkok, he was eager to dive into the local atmosphere while enjoying a relatively quiet job. The facility, a foreboding structure surrounded by dense, encroaching jungle, promised a simple role: monitor the security cameras and ensure nothing went awry during the night shift. On his first night, Jake was introduced to Naree, a nurse who worked the day shift. Their brief conversation was marked by a subtle, unspoken connection. Naree spoke of local folklore, particularly the Pret, vengeful spirits from Thai mythology, known for their insatiable hunger and malevolent nature. Her eyes grew serious as she described how these spirits could be a manifestation of deep-seated grudges and extreme torment. As Jake began his shift, the facility's oppressive silence felt almost tangible. The walls seemed to close in, and the once familiar hum of machinery took on an unsettling quality. While reviewing the security feeds, he noticed a door slightly ajar, revealing a dark, narrow corridor. The flickering fluorescent lights cast eerie shadows that danced menacingly on the walls. Driven by a mix of curiosity and dread, he ventured down the hallway only to find an unsettling room with a single blood-stained chair in the center. The stench of decay lingered in the air, and Jake felt a shiver of primal fear. He dismissed it as a prank, but an undercurrent of unease stayed with him. The following nights were plagued by strange occurrences. Doors creaked open on their own, whispers echoed through the corridors, and the temperature dropped suddenly in certain areas. The security feeds were often distorted, showing fleeting, distorted images that unsettled Jake further. Determined to uncover the truth, Jake discovered a hidden file cabinet in a dusty, cobweb-filled storage room. The files contained grotesque photographs and reports detailing the facility's experiments. The images showed subjects in horrific states of mutilation and agony, their faces frozen in screams of terror. The reports described experiments designed to break down both body and mind through extreme fear and physical pain. The documentation was stained with dark smears, possibly blood, and the images were accompanied by unsettling notes in Dr. Anurak's precise handwriting. Concerned, Jake decided to confide in Naree. He approached her with the disturbing evidence, and her face paled as she examined the files. Naree revealed her own growing unease, recounting how she had unwittingly been part of the experiments. Her role as a nurse had been manipulated to observe and influence the subjects. Their growing concern and shared sense of dread brought them closer together, their subtle glances and quiet moments of comfort revealing a deeper, unspoken connection. As Jake and Naree worked together to investigate, their bond deepened. They spent long nights poring over documents and sharing personal stories, finding solace in each other's presence. Naree's knowledge of Thai folklore, including the Pret, seemed to echo the strange occurrences at the facility. Their interactions became more frequent, and their affection for each other grew from subtle hints to a profound mutual understanding. Their investigation led them to a discovery of a hidden chamber deep within the facility, filled with grotesque equipment and monitors displaying live feeds of the experiments. The chamber was lined with disturbing visuals, distorted faces and twisted forms on the screens, accompanied by a low, unsettling hum that seemed to vibrate through the walls. One fateful night, Jake and Naree managed to sneak into the central control room. The chamber's walls were adorned with grotesque diagrams and charts detailing the extent of the experiments. Dr. Anurak, the head scientist, confronted them, revealing that their emotional bond had been manipulated to test their vulnerabilities. His eyes gleamed with a cold, malevolent satisfaction as he taunted them with the knowledge of how their fears and hopes had been twisted for the facility's purposes. Dr. Anurak captured Naree, using her as bait to lure Jake into a final confrontation. He revealed a network of hidden cameras and monitors showing live feeds of the facility's twisted experiments, the subject's tormented expressions, a constant reminder of his cruelty. His taunts grew more sadistic as he manipulated the environment to heighten Jake's fear. Jake, fueled by desperation and rage, faced Dr. Anurak in a tense, brutal fight. The corridor was a nightmare of flickering lights and shifting shadows, the air thick with the scent of sweat and blood. Dr. Anurak wielded a scalpel with disturbing precision, his movements calculated and cruel. The struggle was chaotic. Jake fought back with a mix of desperation and determination, using every tool at his disposal. The facility's security system malfunctioned, adding to the chaos with alarms blaring and lights flashing erratically. Just as Dr. Anurak seemed to gain the upper hand, the facility's experiment subjects, previously contained in a secure area, began to emerge. Their bodies were grotesquely twisted, their minds shattered by the experiments they had endured. Their eyes were wild with a blend of rage and torment, and they moved with a frantic, unpredictable fury. Dr. Anurak's confidence turned to horror as he realized the subjects were closing in on him. His attempts to escape were in vain as the deformed subjects overwhelmed him. The scene was a grotesque spectacle. Dr. Anurak was torn apart by the very creations of his cruelty. His screams were swallowed by the cacophony of the enraged subjects, the gruesome end fitting for the torment he had inflicted. Jake, seizing the moment of chaos, managed to free Naree and gather the crucial evidence of the facility's atrocities. Together, they fought their way back to the main building, narrowly escaping the rampaging subjects and the facility's remaining security forces. Jake and Naree escaped the facility, their bond now a source of deep, abiding love. The evidence they collected led to the Crestwood Research Facility's shutdown and a massive investigation. The public was shocked by the facility's dark practices, leading to significant reforms in ethical standards for research facilities. As they recovered from their ordeal, Jake and Naree's relationship blossomed into a deep, lasting romance. Their love, forged in the crucible of their shared experience, became an integral part of their lives. They continued to live in Thailand, finding peace in each other and the vibrant culture that had initially drawn Jake to the country. The legend of the Pret, once a distant myth, now served as a haunting reminder of their resilience and the strength they had found in one another amidst the darkness.